Why do you get so offended hearing about and seeing people who you're never likely to meet and have absolutely no bearing on your daily existence? Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well and that you had a great week. As you can see, I'm not in my usual setting. I'm in the car, obviously. However, to all of my house guests, make yourselves at home, make yourselves comfortable. If you're visiting my channel for the first time and you'd like to become a house guest, don't forget to hit subscribe and activate all of your notifications. I'm Chez, this is Chez M0i, welcome to my place. House rules. Please do not watch this video if you have absolutely no interest in the subject matter, as indicated by the thumbnail. You struggle to simply accept other people's opinions when they don't necessarily align with yours. You're a professional point misser. You are not able to engage respectfully. Remember that there are countless other channels that cater specifically to your needs and preferences. Therefore, please feel free to exit this video and engage with their content instead. So earlier this week I was watching a video of a YouTuber I'm subscribed to. I like her content. I've made reference to her channel before. And as I'm speaking to you today, she has over 990,000 subscribers. Her videos are long-form content as she vlogs about her life in the English countryside, where she lives with her husband, her 2 dogs, cat and chickens. She's a brand collaborator and has just written her first book, and by all accounts it's been warmly received and there are many pre-orders. So in the particular video I'm referring to, there was a portion during which she was annoyed with one dog because he chewed through the collar of her other dog. So I thought, let me scroll through the comment section because I didn't understand why people were like really offended. Because I didn't see anything offensive or hear anything offensive. Anyway, the comment section had more than its usual percentage of negative remarks because this YouTuber said a word which was deemed highly offensive. So by the time I watched the video, the word had been edited out. The commenters who were offended had literally bullied her into re-editing the content because they said her so-called explanation wasn't good enough. Now, as my house guest, you always know I put my house rules as part of the intro to my videos to minimize the possibility of people being offended by my content. I literally say, please do not watch this video if. Okay, and a lot of you have said that you like that. In the comment section of my last video, an individual piped up with their negative comments about Meghan. I'm not even going to refer to the person's gender. I'm not giving them any room. I'm not going to give any oxygen by identifying this person. They know who they are if they're watching this video. So they made disparaging remarks about Meghan's physical appearance and tried to belittle me for having anything positive to say about her and the couple in general. Could I have been offended? Yes, I could, but I chose not to. And here are reasons why. Number 1, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, even if we're diametrically opposed in our views. Number 2, you cannot control people's thoughts. Number 3, when you're advised not to watch a video because you may not like the subject matter, but you go ahead and not just watch the video, but you go on to make more than one comment without sounding patronizing or condescending, your mental health must be called into question, because you actually chose to stay in a low vibrational state, getting angry and annoyed at content which you are literally advised not to watch. How is that working for you? How do you feel in your physical body when you put yourself into that state? And number 4, it demonstrates to me that you may not be aware of how the YouTube algorithm works. So by commenting on a video out of frustration because you're offended by the content is actually counterproductive to what you're trying to achieve. During the last week, there have been a few unsurprisingly unfavourable headlines regarding Harry and Meghan. I'm not going to go through all of them. I mean, they're fairly easy to find. I don't really want to dwell on them. However, yesterday on Instagram, I came across a post uploaded by Meghan Harriman. For those of you who don't know, Meghan is a friend of Harry and Meghan's. He was actually introduced by Meghan when he did a TED Talk earlier this year, and I believe he photographed Lily on her first birthday, as well as the photo of a pregnant Meghan holding Archie with Harry behind her in that group photograph, if you recall. So the post he uploaded was a string of clips from some presenter on GB News. I know the guy's face, but I don't know his name. I don't wish to know his name. And he was saying the most vile things about the couple, but in particular, Meghan. I was so stunned. And for those of you in the UK who know about GB News, what's going on with them now, I mean, this type of content from them is not a surprise, because Lawrence Fox was called out for saying misogynistic things earlier this week when he was in conversation with Dan Wootton, who I believe has now been fired from GB News. I don't know why that took so long. Okay, but I'm not going to post what Meghan posted on his Instagram. It's too much. It's too much. However, I will read a comment left by someone called AJA Barber or Aja Barber. I'm not sure who this person is. It's a verified account. But what they said in this comment underscores what I'm saying in this video. The way these grown men obsess about Meghan Markle is something that hasn't sat right with me since I moved to the UK, around the same time she did. It makes me feel deeply uncomfortable, and the casual way others just slip into the same attitude. I was sat at a wedding once, next to a woman, and upon hearing that I was American and seeing that I was black, demanded to know what I thought of Meghan Markle, and I said, I think she's great and seems like a cool person. And this person was practically foaming at the mouth to tell me she didn't like her. And I wanted to be like, babe, that's because you've been brainwashed by a hate campaign that's played on your latent racism. But instead, I just ignored her for the rest of the wedding, because why ruin someone's wedding when all they're going to do is get defensive and insist that people like me are the real problem? Listen to what this so-called royal expert has to say about Harry and Meghan. This article is taken from theexpress.co.uk on the 26th of September 2023. Prince Harry and Meghan must make next move to keep lifestyle afloat. A royal expert has suggested the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have some things cooking after they were spotted alongside Hollywood elites at a fundraiser organised by Kevin Costner. Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, have received a lifestyle warning just days after they were seen rubbing shoulders with Hollywood A-listers. The couple recently appeared settled alongside celebrity royalty at a charity benefit held by actor Kevin Costner, where they were seen alongside famous figures like Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres while raising money for first responders. While they appeared perfectly at home swanning with the star-studded crowd, an expert has warned that they need to work hard to ensure they can continue to enjoy their lifestyle. Speaking to Sky News Australia, Russell Myers, the Daily Mirror's royal editor, raised questions about what is on the horizon for the couple, who are rarely seen in public together. He speculated that they may have been pursuing funding to get new projects off the ground, as they require an awful lot of money to maintain their luxurious lifestyle. He said, "We haven't seen too much of Meghan in recent months. We have seen quite a lot of Harry, of course, back for the coronation, riding solo, and then back just a few weeks ago, tying in with the late Queen's passing. But what is on the horizon for these two? We've seen that they need to make an awful lot of money to keep their newfound California lifestyle afloat." The editor also suggested that their appearance meant the Duke and Duchess were likely cooking something new as they chatted with the Hollywood bigwigs. He said, "When Meghan and Harry are involved, there's normally some things cooking. So I'm waiting and watching to see what they come out with next." Oh my goodness, I have to laugh. I have to laugh at this. Again, Russell Myers, I mentioned him in my last video. And the reason why this makes me laugh is just the language in this article. I mean, okay, so from what I understand, Harry and Meghan were actually invited to this event. I had made reference to it in my last video, if you may remember seeing that. According to what I've read, Kevin Costner actually invited them to come and present, they were invited to present an award to him. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of these things. I just came across them. But this article, I mean, Harry and Meghan live in California. They live in Montecito. I don't know the geography. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it's in Los Angeles, near Los Angeles, but it's near enough to Hollywood, I guess. They're going to have, their friends are not going to be Joe Blogs down the road. Okay, this is a high profile couple. So they are going to mix with what is referred to as the Hollywood elite or Hollywood A-listers. I mean, in philanthropy, I guess this is what normally happens when you're looking to raise funds. You pull big names to your event, and whether you like it or not, Harry and Meghan are a big name as a couple. I mean, even individually, they're big names. Excuse me. So I'm just looking through this again. And this, this language, while they appeared perfectly at home, swanning with the star-studded crowd, an expert has warned that they need to work hard to ensure they can continue to enjoy their lifestyle. Okay, they were hardly swanning around, okay? I mean, in a normal setting, in a normal event, whether you're hosting something at home, you as the host or even you as the guest, you're going to be mingling with other guests. It's normal. It's called being civil. I don't understand this thing, swanning with the star-studded crowd. I don't even know what that means. And this so-called expert, Russell Myers, he's warned them. He's warning that they need to work hard. Okay, have they not been working hard? And why do you need to warn them? They're actually adults. They're not children. What are you warning them about, sir? What are you actually warning them about? Have they been sat on their bums doing nothing? Have they been collecting UK taxpayers' money? It just makes me laugh, this whole thing. And he speculated further down in the article, it says he speculated that they may have been pursuing funding to get new projects off the ground, as they require an awful lot of money to maintain their luxurious lifestyle. He speculated. Okay, so you don't actually have any evidence. Okay, this is just you speculating. You didn't speak to them, you didn't ask them. This is just you trying to scrape up as much nonsense as you possibly can. They've been living this lifestyle for a while, sir. They know that it requires money to live this type of lifestyle. They're not dumb. They haven't just moved out there. As I've pointed out in videos before, Meghan came to the relationship as a millionaire, multi-millionaire, more than 1 million. Okay. Why are you so offended? Why are you, first of all, Mr. Myers, how does this actually affect your life, how these guys live? How does it affect you? It doesn't affect you one iota. It doesn't affect you at all. Why are you so offended? Why are you so offended? They don't even live in the same country as you. And, you know, when he says, we haven't seen too much of Meghan in recent months. Hello? Were they not in doing the Invictus Games very, very recently? Were they not turning up every single day together? There's so much footage online. What he means is, in the UK, we haven't seen too much of Meghan. Okay? Because Harry's had to come back for, you know, various events, as he's said, the coronation, and then with regard to the Queen's anniversary. She knows that she's not welcome here. Meghan is not going to waste her time coming back here. What for? Why don't these people understand? He literally says we haven't seen too much of Meghan in recent months. You choose to say that because you don't want to acknowledge how successful the Invictus Games were and how united this couple were, because you know that they are a strong entity. I mean, and then he says, but what is on the horizon for these two? And we've seen that they need to make an awful lot of money. I mean, like I said, they're not dumb. They're not children. They know what they need to do. I think it's fairly safe to say that they've got it covered. You know, saying that they're likely cooking something new as they chatted with the Hollywood bigwigs. Cooking something new. I mean, what is this? I don't understand. It just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. It would also appear that people might be offended by Harry and Meghan taking a mini vacation because God forbid they should have time to relax, just like anybody else who is able to do so. This article is from the telegraph.co.uk on the 28th of September 2023. Prince Harry and Meghan's secret romantic break to Portugal after Invictus Games. Duke and Duchess of Sussex are believed to have stayed with Princess Eugenie and her family. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex enjoyed a romantic 3-night break in Portugal after attending the Invictus Games in Germany, it has been claimed. The couple are said to have flown from Dusseldorf to Lisbon before travelling an hour south to the coastal town of Melildes in the Alentejo region in a mega-secret operation. Sorry for the mispronunciation, those of you who speak Portuguese. A source close to the Sussexes confirmed they had been to Portugal. It is believed they stayed with the prince's cousin, Princess Eugenie, and her husband, Jack Brooksbank. Mr. Brooksbank, 37, works in marketing and sales at the resort in the Alentejo region. The Duke and Duchess have remained close to Princess Eugenie, 33, and her husband, who have visited them at their home in Montecito, California. Portuguese magazine Nova Gente said the couple had flown to Portugal after the Invictus Games finished on September 16th in a mega-secret operation. Meghan, 42, and Harry, 39, preferred not to publicise this romantic getaway either through the press or through their social networks, it said. They arrived in Portugal without their children, and as soon as they landed, they headed to Alentejo, and more precisely to Maldives. The choice of this location would have been related to a possible invitation from Harry's cousin, Princess Eugenie, who, since the start of last year, has been spending a lot of time in this part of the Alentejo because of her husband's work. Now, this particular article also made me shake my head because when I go online, especially apps like Instagram, and you see all the negative comments under any posts to do with Meghan and Harry, and if they're seen in public or, whatever they're doing, and it's like, oh, I thought they wanted their privacy. Why are we seeing them all over the place? Okay. And then, you have this article which reports on a holiday which they didn't publicize. They wanted it private. So it's a criticism of them keeping things secret. What is wrong with this society? And as I've always said on this channel, this couple is damned if they do and damned if they don't. If they make something public, more often than not to do with their philanthropic work, people will scream, I thought they wanted their privacy. If they want to keep things private, it's an issue. And these so-called journalists still find a way to report on it. It's messed up. It's sick. It just really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And again, people being offended by the fact that they live this type of life. Remember, Princess Eugenie and her husband, they're living a certain type of life as well, but that's very barely touched on. And it's very interesting. Harry and Eugenie are grandchildren of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. They've chosen to live their lives outside of the confines of the royal family. Eugenie and her husband and her children are living happily, splitting their time between Portugal and the UK. Harry and Meghan live happily in California, with Harry sometimes coming back when he needs to. What is the difference between these two couples? There isn't really any difference, is there? If you have a different view, please let me know in the comments, because I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this. I'm intrigued. I don't understand why people are offended by people just living their lives. When it comes to being offended, there are people that feel very comfortable in taking offense at every single thing. They live for it. They absolutely love it because it makes them feel validated in their anger. For you to be constantly annoyed by a couple that have nothing to do with you, who are living a lifestyle that you envy, it's not very adult behaviour, is it? But there are people that live like that. Life isn't fair as far as they're concerned. So they will take offence because them taking offence, it justifies their behaviour. Guys, if you didn't realise it already, we live in a very controlling society. The success of social media is dependent on people being influenced in a certain way. The success of the British tabloid media is also dependent on people being influenced in a certain way. And objective reporting is a thing of the past, which is why it's incumbent upon us as individuals to question everything, especially when there is clear evidence to the contrary of what they're reporting. Everybody in this I say everybody in this country, my observations of people in this country, generally speaking, is that they don't like to see people doing well. When we hear about the average salary in this country, which I guess is between £26,000 and £32,000 a year, everyone's happy to, that's what you're supposed to aspire to. If you dare to exceed that limit of earning, you'll be vilified for it in this country. You're not allowed to do well. The only reason that the royal family get a pass is because they're supposed to come with some kind of prestige. They're just an aristocratic form of benefit claimants, and there's nothing wrong with claiming benefits. I've had to do that in the past. But when we're fed this lie constantly that, they are a benefit to this country, they're actually claiming benefits from us. We're paying for their lifestyle. So when people like Russell Meyer come on and say, Harry and Meghan have to work really hard and an awful lot of money to maintain their lifestyle, at least they're working. I say this over and over again. They are not asking us for money. Even with Frogmore Cottage, there was a big hoo-ha about that, you may recall, and they paid the money back. Nothing is ever good enough for the UK when it comes to Harry and Meghan. It makes me laugh. I'm just, every time I think about it, it makes me laugh. I just shake my head. It's ridiculous. So as I conclude this video, I want you to think about these questions, because I'm very curious. Are you someone who's easily offended at anything and everything? When you feel that negative emotion rise up within you, does it leave you with a good feeling? And if it doesn't, why do you continue to allow yourself to feel that way? If you're someone who's particularly offended by Harry and Meghan, but you've watched this video up to this point, why? And if they offend you, does Prince Andrew offend you with all of his shenanigans? If you're around in the 1990s, did Charles and Diana offend you when they aired their dirty laundry in public? Did Sarah Ferguson offend you when, amongst other things, she tried to sell direct access to her husband for hundreds of thousands of pounds? Why do you get so offended hearing about and seeing people who you're never likely to meet and have absolutely no bearing on your daily existence? While you're pondering those questions, and if your thoughts were provoked in any way, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet become a house guest, don't forget to hit subscribe and activate all of your notifications. In the meantime, guys, I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and you shall catch me in the next video.